Hey, aloha everybody, Eric West here, hawaiirealestate.org. Hope you're doing good. I actually have like breaking news right now. It's like I feel like I'm like Maui now or Hawaii News Now. I'm actually standing right at the site of where the fire is happening right now here on West Maui, if you can see it behind me. I'm gonna try to turn the camera around and see if I can zoom in for you guys at all. See if it's possible to zoom on a live, and it is, so that's great. So what you're looking at right there is a fire truck, obviously, and that's a brush fire that's happening right now in the West Maui Mountains, right behind the Kapalua Airport, which the airport is right there. Boy, my finger looks really big. But anyway, I wanted to sort of show this to you as breaking news. They do have the helicopter in the air, so that's great. I don't see where it is right now, but it's been going back and forth, putting out the fire. So these are fairly common the last few years. You can see how dry the grass is right here. They tend to just kind of blow through and burn, but the fire department, hats off, thumbs up. Lahaina Fire Department, Maui County, thank you for your efforts. There was a fire here just about a year ago, I think, that burned all the way to this highway. I'm standing here right here on the Poilani highway, and that is Akahele, which is the street that goes up to Kapalua. But they do a fantastic job usually of stopping these fires before they get close to any structures. So anyway, kind of exciting. Breaking news here. That brief interruption, call came in right there. Even though I put my phone into ignore mode, it still gets through for some reason. So my apologies for that. But hey, we've got a lot to cover on today's live. We really do. We've got the one wheel here. Well, show it to you that way. And we're gonna go check out Kahana. Had a few requests for that. It is a little windy in this area right now. I apologize, but once I get down closer to the ocean, it won't be so bad. It seems ironic that the fires always break out on days when it's really windy in a certain area. I don't know, it seems kind of like, you know, is anyone foul play involved with these? I don't know, but we had a lot of fires break out in the last few years, and arson has definitely been talked about. I know there was an arsonist on Kauai for a while. But anyway, here's the shot of the Kapalua Airport and some more of the emergency personnel that are hanging out right there. So anyway, by the way, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Eric West. I'm with hawaiirealestate.org. I'm a real estate agent here in the state of Hawaii, and my channel is all about teaching you everything you need to know about Hawaii and its real estate, but you just can't find sometimes in the listing. So the purpose of these videos, if you're just new, is I have dedicated myself to shooting one every day live. By the way, they are live, so if I screw up, you know, have some grace, because, you know, I'm just kind of free forming here, a stream of consciousness, and I don't really have any intentions here other than promoting tourism, asking people, come to Hawaii, come to Maui. We need to get our economy restarted, and I've got some breaking news on that as well, actually, and showing you around a little bit, because some people are just curious what it's like here on Maui. Maybe you've been in the market for real estate, maybe you're thinking about coming here and renting a condo, and this will help kind of orientate you to what's going on where. So if you Google up Maui oceanfront home on YouTube, you will see a video I've made of this property right here. This is the entrance to 4039 lower, we just call it the lower road, but lower Poilani Road. It's about 90,000 views on that. I have a couple buyers that are thinking about it, but in case you're curious where it is, it's right down the street from that Kapalua Airport turn. Right here we're looking at Mahina Surf, which is an ocean front, so the ocean is right behind these buildings right here. I'm on the sidewalk because it's a pretty busy road still right now even, and I don't want to get run over. So up here on the right, I'm going to show you one of my favorite little neighborhoods. It's a score if you were to purchase a home here. It's called Kapalani Estates. It's a nice little gated community with its own little pool, but it's so close to my favorite surf break, and it's just very, I don't know what the word is, it's just very perfect, you know, in every way, shape, and form. So they don't come on the market very often. Got some tennis courts right there. Love this little neighborhood. Thumbs up if you've ever checked it out or were curious about it. I'm gonna do a neighborhood tour there one of these days. Fantastic. And of course over here we have the Noelani. Notice parking lot closed. right? There's nobody there. But that's gonna change really soon. Very nice oceanfront spot right there. And then here we come down to what you've probably heard me refer to in the past is S-Turns. S-Turns Park. I think it's Pohaku is the name of the Hawaiian name for the park. Everyone just calls it S-Turns. I think it's because the road does a little S here, but if you know the answer to why it's called S-Turns, let me know. And it is actually breaking today. It's a little bit of a north wind, so it's a little bit choppy, but I'd surf it, especially because there's like 2 guys out there right now. Or gals. They could be gals. You can see one. You probably can't with the camera, but and it's not like premium, but to have the whole break to yourself, that's always premium. So I'm gonna get over here, over to the park, so you can check out the park across the street. I do have my windsock on. It is tucked into my shirt, so hopefully you're not getting too much wind. And there, of course, is the dog. There's the Bradas having some beers. It's a very popular park with locals, tourists, beer drinkers. Okay, see if this guy's gonna let me go. I'll just tuck in right here. Aloha. She's like, do not point that thing at me. So this is a cool little spot. Thumbs up if you've spent time in this park. I know I have. Nice little place. A lot of people come here and drink their coffee, sit in that little bench in the morning or the picnic table. And there's the sandy beach. And I'll cover some of those condos here in a minute. There it is. But this is a great surfing spot right here. Matter of fact, that oceanfront home that I made a video on, you could technically paddle right from your backyard, hit S-turns, and there's even some condos down there I didn't point out, Polynesian, sorry about that, another phone call. They got a beautiful surf break right behind the Kuleana, but don't tell anybody. Okay, well, it's hard to get to though. They closed off the Kuleana. A lot of those surf breaks used to have a little more public access. Now it's tougher to get in, which I think they need to change. Okay, here we are. We're coming into an area that a lot of people vacation in, Kahana. You're gonna recognize all this pretty soon if you come here on vacation, because this is a very, very popular area and a good opportunity for you to see, good opportunity for you to see some condos that are on the market quite often, and that is over here on the right, Kahana Villa. So Kahana Villa is amazing because you don't pay oceanfront prices, but look what you have right across the street, beachfront. So that's a great value. And it is short-term vacation rentable. There's a lot of long-term people in there, but it is vacation rentable, which is huge. Okay. There's another shot of Kahana Villa. A lot of them do have beautiful ocean views as well. And I'm going to do some shout outs later on to some businesses down here. And by the way, I just want to say a huge aloha, thank you, mahalo, just wow, to all the people that have reached out to the Maui Food Bank. If you haven't seen the video yet, please just in YouTube Google up Maui Food Line and you'll see a video I shot a few days ago. I think it's at like 20,000 views. Maui Food Bank is getting donations from people all over the world, and I think that's just so cool. And a lot of people have been reaching out to me and sharing their sentiments for the people of Maui and doing something that they can do to help, even if it's $5, you know, even if it's $1. Do what you can, and at a very minimum, share the video, please, because I believe it'll build awareness. Put it on your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, send it to a friend, and I think building awareness for what's going on in this economic decimation, which is what it is, and helping people in a time of need is very critical. And you can't forget about your favorite place to come on vacation, right, which is Hawaii. These people here work hard for you year in, year out, and their jobs were taken away from them back in March, and they have not returned, and it could be a little bit of a recovery. So anyway, thank you so much for all you are doing to help the Maui Food Bank and for supporting the people of this island. Here we are, Sands of Kahana. Thumbs up if you've stayed here. This is a cool resort. If you ever want to buy in here, there's this little thing they have called the sandwich lease. I'm happy to explain it to you. It's a pretty unique little fee. It'll go away someday, but they are fee simple, but it does have a sandwich lease payment, but it's not a leasehold. A lot of people get a little confused. It's just the developer that basically created the ultimate real estate transaction back in the day. Well, I'm gonna go down here and check this out. Kind of check out some of the beautiful grounds they have. I've stayed here a number of times. Ooh, the Costco trip. There's an early arriver. I love it. He's like, I'm gonna quarantine, I don't care. I want some empty beach. If you saw the video yesterday I shot over at Black Rock, man, the fish numbers are so amazing right now. You can literally just see rivers of fish, especially if you do a dive, you get right down in there with them. Oh, it is worth it if you're a diver, thumbs up. It is worth it to come here right now just for the diving alone, because the fish numbers are, they've been untouched, you know. The fish have not been bothered for a while, so they're here. So anyway, this resort right here next door is called Valley Isle. Another fantastic offering right on the water. Thumbs up if you stay at the Valley Isle or if you're an owner there. It's a great spot. All of these condos, by the way, you can just Google up, you know, the name of the resort, Sands of Kahana, put in VRBO, Airbnb, and you'll find the listings. And they are booking now, taking bookings. I was on the phone today with Aston, booking for a client of mine. You won't believe the deal they got. They got a penthouse, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, on the water. I won't say the resort because I don't want to, you know, hold them to it. They might only do this for a little while, but they got it for under $200 a night. That's insane. That's a deal. Such a deal. So make sure you ask for the deals, right? Don't just take what they give you. Say, hey, can you talk to your manager? And, you know, hey, we're here trying to support the economy. What can you guys do to help? I mean, take advantage, but, you know, come. Okay, over here, here's some shout outs for some businesses. This is Kahana Manor, in case you're curious. Kind of a mixed use property, commercial on the bottom. Got your hales up top. See if I can cross here. Don't ever want to get in an accident on live YouTube. That'd be embarrassing. Although it might go viral and could help my YouTube account. By the way, if you're ever curious where I was asking for thumbs up, shares, subscribes, why is that? Because YouTube likes that and gives us more called channel authority. And our channels do better and we're able to reach more people on the platform. So it's not that we're like, oh, I want 20 thumbs ups. No, we're trying to make YouTube happy. So miso fat right here, okay? Matter of fact, I'm picking up a meal here after this live because it's my son's 17th birthday and that's what he wants. Sushi from miso fat. Thumbs up if you love them as much as we do. I did mention Sansei's the other day up in Kapalua. You know, they're both unbelievable sushi establishments. If I had to say which one was better, I wouldn't. I'll let you decide. And put it in the comments section if you don't mind, and let me know. But it's really, really, really close. Of course, there's a nice little grocer there, Trade Winds Kahana. Of course, Boss Frogs for all of your snorkel needs, and of course, Dolly's Pub and Cafe. I mean, life wouldn't be the same without Dolly's. Okay, here we go. The tour continues. Are you still with me? Are we still good? I hope you guys are liking this. I hope the wind's not too bad. Here's Valley Isle Resort. I'll just cruise down here real quick. If you guys have been on Maui for any time, you'll remember this is the resort that had the gym next to it. So when I used to come here on vacation, I'm a little bit of a workout guy. I didn't want to, fall behind when I'm on vacation. That's just the way I am. So I'd come here every morning at, 7, 8 o'clock after the gin and tonics wore off, and I'd do a quick lift, and then we joined the gym when we moved here, and then it burned down. So now they're rebuilding it. I've heard that they finally are making some progress on rebuilding something. That's where the gym used to be. And then over here, of course, we have the entrance to Valley Isle Resort. Excellent, excellent opportunity to stay or to own. Vacation rental condo. I've done a video here You can find it on YouTube if you're curious. And of course, the only challenge, and I'll always give you the straight up story on what's positive, what's negative. The only negative thing about this area is Kahana Bay has been sort of losing its sand. There's no question about it. So you've seen a little bit of a glut of opportunities to purchase in this area of condos. The reason is because that Kahana sand has been deteriorating. They say due to a westerly current in the ocean. That's not necessarily like, you know, global warming or anything like that. It's just, I mean, I'm not going to get into that discussion here, but I'm just saying they say it's a westerly current that is affecting this shoreline here, and specifically Kahana Bay. So what does that mean? You can get a great deal, I believe. They're undervalued right now because of that, and the solution is coming, right? So they're gonna, someday on Maui time, the talk is they're gonna put these bars out in the ocean, these concrete bars, move the sand back on, and then those concrete bars redirect the flow of water. And they've done it successfully on Oahu, and they're putting together the taxing structure to make it happen out here. So someday, I believe the beach will come back the way it was in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. But for now, I think it's a great opportunity to purchase something here. If you've ever been to this resort, you probably remember there used to be a tennis court and sub-parking structure right here. It's been removed. Look at that. Wow, we got some serious parking. But this is a fantastic offering. There's all kinds of opportunities to purchase in the Royal, right? Oh, gotta love it. The sun's going down, so it's a little dark right now, but I guarantee you on the other side of that building, it's sheer beauty. Once again, the Royal. I just call it the Royal, but it is the Royal Kahana. And now we'll head down to another very popular resort on the real estate market because it's seen a lot of activity. Probably your best value for a 2-bedroom oceanfront condo over the last few years has been right here at the Poilani, mainly because they were doing a seawall project. They didn't apparently pull a permit properly. They got stung with some kind of a lawsuit, and they didn't know what the HOA fees were going to go up to after the assessment, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of unknowns, but the project's done. And it's all kind of settled out right now, to my understanding. I'm not too sure of the permit situation, but the good news is the construction's over, and this resort, I think, is back in business. And it's about as close as you can get to the water on a condo. I've actually had people that are a little scared of the ocean walk into a unit and kind of get a little freaked out, like, oh my gosh, it's too close, I'm scared, you know? So anyway, I've always loved this particular complex, but it is very close to the water, and some people don't want that, which I understand. But the seawall is there, and it's all done. Okay, now we're going to go up to probably the best place to get a beer around here. Thumbs up if you like to drink a little suds every now and then, or every sunset. Oh, wait a second, hang on, you know what? I apologize. There was a member of my audience that wanted to see a condo right around this corner, so I do apologize. Matter of fact, it's one of the reasons I'm shooting this live at this location, besides the fact I've got to go to Miso Fat, is one of my audience members put it in the comment that they wanted to see a condo about around the bend here. So this is pretty cool, because this one's unique. It has both a building by the ocean, Poilani, and wow, I almost fell. And it has buildings back here. So here it is, Poilani, Maui. There's your ocean front. Okay, car's coming. And then here's Poilani, the back units. Kahana Reef right there. Kind of higher HOAs in that one, I'll be honest with you. This is Poilani. This is a great buy right here. This is a fantastic value, and you can see it's really close. Tennis courts, really close to the ocean, close to Kahana, close to all those amenities, and it's just a fantastic value. And you can short-term rent these, and the prices will amaze you. So I'm a big fan of Poilani. Hope I'm saying it right. By the way, I've been here almost 10 years. I'm still trying to figure out how to say these names, so feel free to correct me. I won't go through and around the whole complex. I try to be mindful of your time, but I wanted to show you this. It would be cool if I could get inside and show you the interior of it though. By the way, I'm slowing down for speed bumps. And there are, you know, a good fair number of long-term residents that are in here as well. But the interior grounds, I actually really like them. See, I think I can get in there. Hang on a second. I'm looking for access points I can roll. Okay, here we go. Oh boy. So I'll go on the grass. That's the cool thing about one wheels is you can pretty much go anywhere. But look at all this space. I mean, can you imagine coming out here and throwing frisbee or football with your kids, or just hanging out? The pool is right there. My one wheel is struggling to get up this hill a little bit, okay, because I'm going so slow. I'm not too sure what this area is right here. I guess it maybe was a basketball court at one point, or it's a heck of a lot of flat work. And there's your pool right there. But isn't this nice? I mean, look at this mango tree, and oh, I keep this one in mind come summertime. Surfboards up on the lanai. You might think that's not a big deal, but trust me, it is. A lot of condos, you know, you can't even hang a towel over your chair without getting Nazi'd out. I understand it, you know, I get it. But it is nice when it's a little bit more relaxed. It still looks tight and neat to me in here, but having a little bit of liberty is certainly nice within reason. Howdy. Focus on the one wheel. That was some really kind of treacherous stuff I had to go through right there. Okay, so now back to the beer. It's almost beer 30 here on Maui. It's funny, I was watching, and I am not political, I promise you, but after the debate last night, which I think was a nightmare, I decided to just go on YouTube and try to hear some commentary. I'm like, am I the only one that thought that was completely obnoxious on both sides, honestly? And so I'm watching Dave Rubin, who I've never watched before in my life. He just popped up as a suggested, and I'm watching him and he's like fully like having a whiskey on his show. I thought it was hilarious. I'm like, I guess that's YouTube, right? You can get away with that. Although I bet you they're all drinking at the networks anyway, but you just don't see it on camera. A few politicians, I think, are half snockered most of the time, but once again, we're not going to get into that. This is Hawaii, this is Maui, this is your vacation. You get enough of that every day, all over the place, so you can count on me. I'm not going there. Other than, yeah, I'm going to watch the debate because I'm an American and I want to see what we got going on, which is not pretty. Hopefully they do another one and they can redeem themselves. Because you know what, at a very minimum, they should be presidential, they should be polite, they should act like, you know, normal, kind, professional, courteous human beings. I mean, could you imagine doing that in your workplace? You know, you'd be fired. So anyway, I'll leave it at that, because I was actually having a pretty good time before I started thinking about the debate. So here we go, we're heading back, and we're gonna head up to a couple of businesses I'd like to shout out, and then we'll conclude this live. If you've enjoyed it, I'd love a thumbs up, because I want YouTube to like me just as much as I like YouTube. I think it is a cool format, by the way. They don't censor this kind of stuff, so that's good. I'm safe. You guys are starting to figure me out, I know it, but just believe in the Constitution, that's all. It's just the Constitution, it's just what makes our country, you know, our country. So let's protect it, right? That's our baby. Thank God the forefathers had the inspiration to write it the way they did, protecting all of our freedoms and liberties. Okay, here we are, Kahana Gateway. When you're here, I don't have to tell you to go to the general store, because you will, because you're gonna need that last minute bottle of wine or a bottle of Advil the next day. Smiles, get your nails done, maybe a little massage. Up there is my gym right now, the Club Maui. They've got 2 locations, one here, one in Lahaina, and they're building out big, beautiful clubs. There's one on the Big Island on Kona side, so if you're ever there, go check out their gym. It's very nice. Sorry about the wind. If it's kind of a little windier in this area. So here we are, Kahana Gateway. Who else am I going to shout out? Okay, we were talking about beer, right? Let get past this guy. Maui Brewing, right here. Beer brewed on the island of Maui. I mean, how cool is that? And I know this brand has exploded. But when I first came here, I rented a home, and the guy next door was the brewmaster. So the first thing he said to me is, he said, "Hey man, if you want any beer, I got a fridge in the back, just help yourself." I was like, okay. I mean, this thing was full, and it was free. And then I went to the grocery store, and I looked at the price, and it was like $12 for a 6-pack? Wow. So anyway, needless to say, I increased my consumption after that point, realizing what a value I'd been given, what a gift it was. Big Swell IPA, Bikini Blonde. It's a fantastic brewery and a good restaurant and a good crew of people. So when you're in Kahana, aloha. How's it? You can tour the brewery, but here's the restaurant, and there's the actual, the brewery itself is in Kihei. Tour it, they've got a restaurant there, go check it out. So anywho, I think that's about all I want to show you today. What else can I think of? Well, there's McDonald's. Now, I love McDonald's personally. I think it's good breakfast, consistent meal, but I don't need to shout them out. They're doing nothing that affects the McDonald's anymore, which is okay. So the fire, you can see still this big kind of plume right there. Hopefully they've got that under control. Only 3 phone calls during this live. That's awesome. Hey, thanks again so much. I appreciate you watching as always. If you're new to the channel, I'd love a subscribe, a like, and a share. And once again, please do not forget to go to the Maui Food Bank and donate if you can. Watch the Maui Food Line video if you don't mind, if you haven't seen it yet. Share it on your platforms, and please come to Hawaii. Oh yeah, the news I had for you guys. I watched Governor Ige today, and they're actually going to hand out free $500 restaurant gift cards to the citizens of Hawaii that they can spend starting October 15th until the end of the year. So they are trying to kickstart the restaurant industry with $500. They're taking some of the CARES Act money and they're putting it directly into the hands of restaurant owners. That's cool. And it also tells me that on October 15th, they want these restaurants to open up so they can serve you food. So to me, that was the canary in the cage. That shows, I believe, that the state is behind this October 15th opening. And yes, if you have to spend some money to get a test, I also heard that if you don't get your results back and you get here, you have to quarantine, but the moment your negative result comes in, you can get out of your quarantine. So I think that makes sense. Sorry, messages coming in. You know, I think it's going to work. I believe it's going to work. I have faith that it's going to work. And I thank you guys ahead of time for making Hawaii and Maui part of your business. I mean, part of your plans, so we can get back in business. And certainly if you're ever in the market for real estate, if you need a realtor, I'd love to help. I've got a team all over the state of Hawaii. I can refer you to the best agents on Kauai, Big Island, and Oahu, and certainly anything on Maui, I'd love to help. All right, until next time, aloha. Oh, until tomorrow.